Welcome everybody to the 311 Griffin YouTube channel. It's the end of 2024. I usually do a year in review, and that's what I'm doing today. I've got the whiskey. I've got the new hat that I got from Dr. Grady for Christmas. This is the Corvette Racing logo, or the Jake logo. So we're going to talk a little bit about how the year went on my channel. It's been a weird year. I went on 3 different vacations this year, bought a house, moved. I'm working on getting a shop on the property at my new house, and my computer it's got to be on its last legs. This thing is a dinosaur. And at the rate that I get paid by YouTube, it'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 2032 before I can buy a new computer. Based on that, I've got a lot of other priorities right now, so I'm not looking to buy a computer anytime soon, but I really need one. This last 365 days, as you can see in this little chart I've built, we've got just under 120,000 views, 4.9K, 4.9 thousand hours watched. Thank you guys. 246 new subscribers. Thank you guys. And I've posted 155 videos. Over the lifetime, I don't know that I've done this in past videos, but over the lifetime of my channel, we've had 1.3 million views, 52.8 thousand hours of watch time, 3,137 subscribers. This is all as of today, which is December 30th, about midday Central Time. And I've done 885 videos. Now, this is all my videos. This is shorts, lives, and regular videos. So, cheers. I'm a little below average for this past year on some of those metrics. It's been a good year, and I appreciate those of you who have watched and just been members of the community kind of thing. So, good stuff. Mostly here on this page, what I wanted to talk about, I always like to look at what videos are getting more views over a period of time, because I want videos, I've said this numerous times, but I want videos like this one. And hopefully you guys can't hear Bullseye in the background. He's in the other room playing Valorant probably. And also he just got promoted to the varsity squad there at WSU. So congratulations. But I want videos like this one and this one to be my top videos. And I want them to be the ones that people are watching more, because they're my better videos. This is my best video I've ever made. It's the best video I've ever found, and I normally don't toot my own horn this way. But this is the best video I've ever even seen on Rate versus Radius in terms of explaining it so people can understand it. This one surprises me, honestly. And then, this is a good video. I don't mind seeing that one climb up the charts a little bit. So I just wanted to go over that. I always like to look at those videos. But what we're going to talk about next is basically my top or favorite videos of the year. And I always go through these. But first, before we do the top, I don't know that I've done this before, but let's talk about the worst videos I've had this year. So this one is my C7 at Road Atlanta. Let me shut this off. And I don't know why, but this is probably my worst or second worst video performance wise of the year. I lost a subscriber on this video, and it didn't really do that well on views. I mean, it did okay on views, but it just wait, no, it did not. It did not. I'm looking at the wrong stat. It didn't do that well on views. And I don't know why. But worse than that was this video, which I find funny. I get it. Like, Call of Duty is a trash game, and the people that like Call of Duty will probably always be mad at me for calling it trash. But it's an absolute trash game. I was playing this because I could for free on Bullseye's account, and I was playing against bots a lot with Dr. Grady. And these bots are just so bad sometimes. And I made this video, and I don't know, it didn't perform well. Let's see. Well, I don't see it in my chart here. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. I lost a subscriber over that one. And it just didn't get that many views either. So, oh well, it's okay. All right, so let's talk about my favorites. And I'm doing the top 15 also, just so you guys know. I'm lumping some together so that are sort of related, so that I can cheat and get more videos in, because it's my channel and I can do that if I want. But this video is basically, there's two videos here. It's the F-15, and I early in the year, back in February, I put two videos up, and it was basically my quick and dirty procedures for using the JDAMs and for BVR. And it got a pretty good response. I got good, what is this stat? Okay, yeah, I got good like watch time from this. People were interested in it. They watched more of these videos. Monetarily, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I enjoyed making them. They were fun to make. They seemed to resonate with people. People seem to get a lot out of them, and these are the kind of videos I like. I like it when I can do a relatively quick and straightforward tutorial that actually helps people. That's what I'm really, really interested in, as much as I can. So that was really fun. Next up, we're going to talk about, I did a bunch of Witcher videos, basically taking some old footage that I had of The Witcher 3 and just kind of like figuring out what might make an okay video. And the main one that actually did well is this one, the in Wolf's Clothing. And it's because I was trying to do this quest and there was so much confusion over it. I couldn't figure out how to proceed, and I remember having trouble the first time I played through this game. This was actually on a new playthrough, and anyway, it was just super confusing, and I had to go out and do a lot of searching on the internet, and it was still confusing. So between the help I got on the internet and jumping back in and just kind of working through it, I realized this could be a helpful video for people, and it actually did well. Yeah, in Wolf's Clothing, I got good watch time, good views from it, and really good revenue per view. I break up the various stats and I look at them in different ways just to try to see what's the most bang for my buck, I guess. And this one did well, and so it's here on the list. And then I also wanted to lump in some of the other Witcher videos that I made in this category, just because I really, really liked it. So the Battle of Kaer Morhen was a really fun video to put together, and honestly, I was kind of surprised. I didn't really remember the cinematics that went with it, and I was kind of surprised at how cool the cinematics were that went with all throughout this quest. It was really good, and the storytelling in this game is top notch. So that's why I put that one in the list. And then I also put a video together where I ran around with no clothes on as Geralt, and I just did different stuff. And so it's what did I call it? Yeah, Geralt does stuff in his undies is what I called this one. And I found it pretty funny that he still had no clothes on in the cutscenes, and they're all serious. Like sometimes they're serious cutscenes like this one, and he doesn't have any clothes on. It's pretty funny. And then there was the Witcher drinking games, which is just a super fun quest line that you can do. You don't really even have to do it, and I think you can blaze through it, but man, like, it was so funny. And so, like, I remember recording it and thinking, like, this is a dumb video, but I had a lot of fun with it. So anyway, a bunch of Witcher 3 stuff put together here. There were a lot of fun videos. Okay, next up was a video I did. This one didn't really do that well. I mean, it got okay views, but there's just no really standout stats on this one. But I was basically comparing some scenes from Top Gun Maverick to some scenes in Master and Commander Far Side of the World, just to talk about good story writing versus bad story writing. And It was a fun video to put together, but I also think it's a much needed lesson. And I'm no expert in storytelling necessarily, but I have had some good comments on some kind of fiction that I've put out on the internet before, and I've had people tell me that I write well. I don't think I do, but I think some people do. It does resonate with some people. And anyway, I think that this is something that's missing in modern storytelling, books, video games, and Hollywood. They tend to want to, and this is just one aspect of it, but I was describing how they tend to want to like tell the reader or the watcher everything and explain everything to them. And it basically insults our intelligence, and it leads to bad story writing and characters leaving their character. So anyway, it was fun. Next up, two videos mashed together. We've got a video about the USS Constitution and the War of 1812 and what they call the chase, which was the Constitution actually running away from a bunch of British ships that probably would have captured or destroyed it, but they got away. Anyway, I got to visit the Constitution over the summer on one of my trips, and so like I put a video together about that because I was also reading a book called Six Frigates, which is about the American Navy before and during the War of 1812. It was very interesting. I learned a lot, and it was cool to see the actual ship, so I wanted to share some of that with my audience. And then tied with that is the Fallout 4 Freedom Trail video that I put together, because going to Boston to see the Constitution, we also walked the Freedom Trail, and we saw a lot of these sites. And then I'd never really thought about it much running around Fallout 4, but I thought it was interesting to try to compare the landmarks that I saw in real life to the landmarks in Fallout 4 and to see how close they were. And it was actually really cool to kind of put the places with the locations in the game. It was a lot of fun. And I don't think either of those videos did especially well, but they were good. Yeah, I mean, we've got like a little over 400 views between the two of them, so not great, but it was okay. So those were number 12 combined. We're going to combine a couple more Fallout 4 ones here at number 11, and this is the Defend the Castle, which actually got some good views. I wasn't expecting it to. It was just, again, it was old footage that I needed to get off my hard drive from Fallout 4, and I didn't want to just throw it away. I wanted to try to get something out of it for me to remember, not necessarily for people, for you guys to have to watch, but for me to just be able to go back and look at it. So Defend the Castle was the first one, and that one actually is the one that did well. That's why I'm including it here. But also, and not bad, was my favorite Far Cry settlements. I tend to get into these games and I just want to build settlements. It's the same with Ark. I just wind up building a bunch. So the only, I beat Fallout 4, but and I did all the DLC, but it took me a very long time because I was building settlements, and I really just liked building the settlements and like seeing what I could do. And so anyway, I wanted to capture some of that, and I went through and made a video where I was looking around my settlements and just trying to kind of show them for you guys to see if you wanted, and for me to remember whenever I'm no longer playing this game anymore. Both of those did okay views wise, but they weren't just spectacular. Next, a solo video, and this is a video that I titled "What Does Chaff Mean?" And this was just interesting to me because I've known, and if you've watched the video, you'll know this, but I grew up in the ag, and I work in the ag industry, so I kind of know like what the term chaff is in the ag industry, and it's always been interesting to me that it was used in combat as well, and not just airplanes, but ships and tanks and things like that. And so it was a fun video to talk about where chaff came from, the military chaff, and like where it gets its name, and the connections between them. So that was a lot of fun. Next, this video didn't do great, but this is from my time in Austin with Dr. Grady and Warlock. We went down to the Circuit of the Americas, to the Lone Star Le Mans, which was one of the races on the FIA WEC. And this was kind of getting later in the race and towards the evening, and and this was around turn 12 through 16, I think, if I remember right. I only put it in here because it was just a lot of fun. It only got 12 views, so hardly any, but it was a lot of fun. Next up, I'm combining two again. This is at number 8. This is a video I did on my WSU kind of esports livery for the C8 in Forza. I like building liveries, and this livery turned out really well. It's sort of an homage to the GT3R that Corvette races, which all of my Corvette liveries tend to be sort of an homage in a way, except for one that I made. But I did it. I put the Woo Shock on there from WSU, which is like 1,700 layers. I like the livery, so I threw this in because it was just a lot of fun. But the better performing video, and also another one, was one that I just put out December 20th. So not a lot of views yet, and it probably won't get a ton. But I've been looking forward to Bathurst in Forza, and this was a fun video and a fun race. And if only I could figure out how to get the Corvette into this race, because they've really kind of messed up the classes and divisions and stuff. I don't know what Turn 10's doing sometimes, but this was a fun race, and Bathurst is a great track, and they did a good job with the track, and it looks good, and it was fun. So put this video in. Those two are tied or combined there at number 8. So number 7 was Secret Weapons level in Sniper Elite 5 with my brother, with Dr. Grady. Tons of fun, always fun to play with other people, and it takes forever. Like, this was an hour and a half long mission, and I cut at least half of it out, I think, and because some of it is kind of boring, especially to other people, but these are always fun, and me and my brother haven't always gotten to play together because stuff has to be crossplay. He plays on Xbox, I play on PC.
Okay.
So stuff has to be crossplay. And when we find something that's crossplay that we both like, we really like to jump in and do it. So this has been a lot of fun, and we get up to some weird shenanigans when we're playing games together. He's a lot funner of a gamer than I am. I tend to just kind of take things at face value and go straight forward, and he's always trying to figure out ways that he can mess with the AI and skip parts of the level and do funny things and all that. So always fun. That was number 7. Number 6 was very early in the year. Again, none of these two don't have a lot of views. This one did okay. I guess it's 227 views as of this morning. But me and Warlock finally got to jump into DCS early this year and fly the Apaches. We'd flown before, but it was always just kind of like neither of us knew enough about what was going on to really do a great job. And in this particular video, it was really cool because like he was flying and shooting, and I was flying and using George to shoot, and we basically took out this airfield that we've used mostly for F-16 and A-10 practice, but it's got a SAM and some AAA and some trucks and stuff like that. We also did a video, and I thought that I made a video out of it, but I don't see it in my list anywhere, and I didn't see it when I was going through YouTube earlier. But we had a video later that we did that same week or maybe the next week where I was the pilot and he was the gunner. And again, it was just practice. It wasn't a super like amazing video because we were kind of figuring it out. But that was a lot of fun because I was finally able to kind of get into a sort of a hover and let him target things, and he was able to find targets and ID targets and prosecute targets. So a lot of fun. The Apache's a great module, and I need to get back into it because it's just a lot of fun. So that was number 6. Great video. Next up was the F-15 cinematic, which is Don't Stop Me Now. This was a great cinematic, I think. I mean, it's not the best out there. I'm not the best at capturing the shots in DCS, and I don't have the patience for it. And I can't play in 4K because my computer's old. So, but it was a fun video to put together, and I still go back and watch it, and I think this was the last cinematic I did. I meant to do another one, but I've just had so much trouble, and these take so much time. Cinematics take forever. and they don't get a ton of views. So I really shouldn't be doing any cinematics. I just really enjoy doing them. This one was fun. It's number 5. Number 4 was also another video, and I did this for a work project. I talked about it in another video I did, but I was needing to show some people at work the immersion and the hardware and software integration with DCS, because none of them knew anything about it. And so I really wanted to show it off, and I had the external view kind of showing me working the controls and stuff, and the internal view showing the head tracking and clickable cockpits and things like that. Super fun video, and it resonated really well with them at work. It was very cool. So that's number 4. So the number 3 video was one that I called "Use the Stress in Your Life," and this one's intriguing to me. I did a Sunday school lesson sort of on this, and then I tailored it to make a video to help people. And this is a real world application kind of a video where, like, stress is a good thing, and this is provable. This is demonstrable in the real world, and so I wanted to show that and kind of show some real world examples of that. So it actually hasn't gotten many views. It's gotten 64 views, but I think it's an important concept. Even if I'm not exactly 100% right, I still think that I'm onto something here. And it actually got, it's my highest revenue per view of any video. That's one of the metrics that I kind of measure. And it also didn't take me a ton of time to make. So that one's number 3, and that's why. So number 2, this one, again, this is a video I like. And this was my second most revenue on a video, just total revenue on a video. It was my second most subs that I gained on a video, and it was my third most in terms of views. And this is something that makes DCS... it's a DCS video, something that makes this sim amazing. And I'm talking about the clickable cockpit and the systems behind everything that make the clickable cockpit work. Again, these are the kinds of videos I really want to be making, or things that are like uplifting or helpful to people, or just not necessarily just gameplay videos, but things that mean something, that can help people understand like how good they have it, or what they're doing a little bit better. It was a good video. I was glad to see it perform well. It had nearly 2,000 views, and I put it up towards the end of October, so it hasn't even been up all year. The whole views thing is kind of difficult, because early in the year you might get a bunch of views and then it tapers off. You might put one up in November or December that's a good video, but it just hadn't had a chance to get all the views yet. There's a video out there that's my number 2 video in terms of total views, and I put it up early this month. I don't like videos like this, and I'm not even going to put anything up, but it's one where I was comparing the interview from the actress from Wicked with an interview, a similar kind of interview that Billy Boyd did from Return of the King, and just kind of comparing. And I think it was a very misunderstood video, and that's partly, or maybe even mostly, my fault for just not explaining what I was talking about very well. But that had my second most views of the year, and it hadn't even been out a month. It's been out a little over 20 days. So kind of crazy. But the number 1 video, and this is my top video in terms of revenue, subs, and views, was DCS F15E, thoughts on the Razbam thingy. And I think that this one performed well just because I tend to see both sides of things, but I also tend to, and I don't know that I'm right about the whole situation between DCS and Razbam, but the DCS community, which historically has been the community that's most likely to come watch my videos, because most of my content in the past was DCS, but the DCS community is very strong in terms of the people who are just always thinking DCS is the greatest, and the people who think DCS is the worst, but they're still playing it for some reason, and they're still hanging around the community. And I tend to find both sides a little bit grating. Like, I just want people to kind of be level-headed, be patient, be graceful. And so my thoughts in this video were mostly about, here's what I think is going on based on my real world experience with different conflicts like this with companies, and how profitability works and how staying in business works. And also, like, guys, calm down a little bit and, like, let's just wait it out and see what happens. There's not that much risk on our end of, like, losing the F-15E, or, like, not being able to get our money back or something like that. There's just not that much risk. So I think it resonated with some people. There were some people that didn't really like it, and I think kind of disagreed with me and maybe even were upset with me. But for the most part, like, I think it resonated with people, and I think that's why it performed really well. So this particular video had over 4,000 views as of this morning, which is a lot for me. That's a lot for my channel. And it had a very fair amount of watch time, and it gained me 17 subscribers, which is by far the most subscribers I got from any single video this entire year, and it made me the most money. I won't tell you how much money it made, but it made me over 50% of my average monthly income just on this one video. So now there's a bunch of small amounts every month from all of my videos get added up, but I do not make very much money, and this is a very negative financial investment for me, and it has been for 11 years. I've spent far too much time and far too much money and far too much energy working on YouTube if it was a financial thing. And even now, like, I consider this channel to be somewhat successful. It's like, for me, it's mildly successful because I get to do something that I enjoy doing and share it with the world. And that's kind of what I'm here for. Financially, this is dumb, and I need to stop doing it because YouTube just does not value my content at all. I'll put it that way. YouTube has no desire for me to be making content, and they don't pay me in a way that would keep me around if I didn't like doing this. So, but all in all, it's been a successful year. We're just plugging along. I've put out a lot of videos, and it seems like at least some of them are resonating with my audience, and that's always good. But above all, paramount in this entire video that I'm making right now is I want to thank you guys, those of you who are my subscribers, who kind of watch all of my videos, who comment on my videos and engage with the community. Thank you guys. Thank you guys that aren't subscribers, that just kind of stop by and watch every once in a while. I honestly don't care if you're a subscriber or not, because subscriptions don't matter as much as they once did, I don't believe. But just thanks for watching. Thanks for contributing to my channel. I really do appreciate it. And I hope that when you watch my videos, that you're either entertained, or you learn something, or something along those lines. Something that's good and edifying. That's the kind of force that I want to be in the world around myself. I'm not always that way, but I hope to be. And so hopefully you've gotten something good out of these videos. So as always, thank you. Let's end this year. We got one more day. We're going to end it strong. Just trying to live life the best we can. And 2025, we're also going to try to live the best that we can. All of us together. So thank you guys. Take care. Cheers.